Why showing up matters. Being messy and perfect, but you get it done. It's time to show up for reals. We often fail because we are waiting to feel inspired, to feel motivated. We're waiting for the stars to align. We wait for the wonderful unicorn riding on the sparkly rainbow into the land of limitless opportunities, where everything is ruled by perfect timing. And we wait for it to come to give us the key of the universe that opens a door with all the answers in, filled with buckets fulls of motivation and inspiration. If your name starts with goal and ends with a bull, then you probably think that's true. And you don't know. Perfect timing does not exist. Showing up is not reserved only to the A-class motivated individuals of the world living in perfect land. Showing up isn't easy. Sometimes it takes grit. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes you're forced. And other times it's easy and it flows. If you're here, I feel like you can relate. That you know that showing up isn't easy. You wait to be ready, but you're never gonna be. Well, at the start you won't be. Trust me, I know. Been there. Done it. Let's clear things up. Showing up is a choice. A choice for you to act. A choice that even when you don't want to, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's messy, even when excuses start to pile up, and trust me, they will. There's a point in your life when you look at those people and you're like, yeah, whatever. No one can be Goggins. No one can work like Hormozy. Or whoever you rate as a motivated individual that's driven and successful. It's easy to put them in the top 1% basket of elites and use that to downplay your excuse. And maybe even you do really believe it, because the reality is, trust me, I know, because I did it too. When you show up, when you actually show up, that's when change happens. Yeah, the elites are highlighted to you because it feels so far out of reach, but they're just people living in the same world as you, breathing the same air. But what's the difference? They made a choice. Just as hard as the choice that you're feeling right now, the one that you're feeling overwhelmed with, the one that's holding you in resistance, the one that's causing you discomfort. Where you are right now, they were too. They still probably are in different areas. They just didn't stop. And I'm not promoting a hustle and grind culture. Well, maybe I am, like 1%, because you got to actually do the thing. You got to do something. You need action. Regardless of your point of view and philosophy, you need to create action for change. What it all comes down to is perspective shift. We need to start looking at things differently. We need to be asking questions that are different. Look at this. When you see a baby walking, you don't compare that baby to Usain Bolt. You don't look at a kid who just started his first boxing lesson and compare him to Muhammad Ali or Jake Paul or Mike Tyson. Okay, should we talk about that? It's freaking ridiculous, right? Then why the fuck are you doing that to yourself? The people you look up to that are driven, that you admire, may even get triggered by it because they're living a life that you want. Maybe they have something you want. Or maybe it's because they are so out of reach that reality tells you there is no way that you can ever do that. So you come into alignment with your excuses. Then they create self-sabotage and they validate you to quit. Those are the voices that say, it's too hard. I'm never going to change. I can't do it. End of the day, the truth is the truth. You don't need to feel like doing the thing to do it. You just need to do it. It's exactly like a baby trying to walk and a kid trying to do boxing. It's a choice. It's a decision made in reality. Of course, it's going to take time. Consider this for a minute. How much time have you invested in yourself, where you are at right now? Not just the good stuff. Look at the shit you hate too. It took time to study for that degree. It took time to find your partner, to buy a house, to get the car, to have the kids, to buy the dog. It takes time to build relationships. They just didn't happen. Though they were all investments that you were willing to make. And I'm sure in all those investments, there was never perfect timing. But you made a decision because you knew that you needed to do something. And it aligned with what you wanted, so you did it. On the flip side, it took time to put the weight on. It took time for you to get addicted. It took time for you to develop the behaviors that you don't like in your life right now. also a choice that you align to and made happen. When we start asking better questions, our perspective shifts. Later in this course, we're going to be talking about our why and our values. How to create the foundations to make better choices aligned with our values and our why. Your values are your compass. So good. Stay tuned. Awareness is the key that opens the solution box. Knowing who you are is the map for the key. That is where you find answers. That is how you build trust with yourself. A life that you create on your own terms, where you back your decision, where you back your choices, even the ones you can't be fucked doing. But why do you do those things? Because it aligns with your vision, it aligns with your goals, it aligns with your values. To the future you, who really does want to be different to the person you are today. Change comes by choosing it. If you choose not to change, you basically sign the dotted line to live a mediocre life, to follow the pack, to be complacent. You choose to be lukewarm. You're choosing the place of comfort. But we really know, right? You don't really like it there, do you? Even you do know. Let me tell you a story. When I was fat, I used to tell myself that I liked being fat. I used to say, oh, it gives them something more to hold on to. TMI, but actually, I used to say my husband loves me for who I am. He loves me this size. He loves me the way I am. So why do I need to change? He loves me. He loves me unconditionally. Seriously, what a fucking cop-out. It is not about what someone else thinks. It's not about what he thinks. Look, thank you for loving me. I love you. Mwah. What a guy. It's got to be about you. What do you think? What do you really think? How do you really fucking feel? Kudos to you if you actually are happy being fat. High five. But I know that most of you aren't, regardless what you say. And I'm not just saying that because you're unhappy. That's my experience, my story. But what I'm saying is that every single human person in this world existing on this planet, you can be better. And this is where whatever that looks like to you is what it looks like to you. How it aligns with you. How does it align with your life, your goals, the things you want to accomplish? That's your journey. But we all have the ability and the time to show up more, to allow 5 minutes in our day to take that one step closer towards our vision. When I started doing this, I didn't want to do it. I don't want to be on a video. I'm feeling frustrated that, am I getting my point across? I look at the timer, it says it's 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck, is anyone going to listen to this? And then I start to ruminate, I start to think, I get resistance. I'm like, fuck it, just self-sabotage, just write it. Just, what are you even doing? Why are you doing this? Like, why do people want to listen to what you have to say? But you know what? I've aligned this to my goals, to my values, my purpose and my passion. My passion is to show up. Why? Because I have people that I have a story that I need to share. And the story is, I've been there, I've done it. I know where you're at. And it's my purpose in life to share my experiences, to help you. I'm fucking writing a course to help people with things that I've accomplished. Like, what the fuck? That's why we need a vision. That's why we need to have goals. And that's why we need to show up. And showing up just started walking in the gym, sitting on a bike. Then the next layer was showing up and booking a trainer. And then the next layer was do one thing and stick with it. And I did that for a month. And then the next layer and the next layer. And it was layers and layers and layers over a fucking half decade of self-discovery that first came out of not wanting to be fat, and it ended up, here I am sitting here doing this for people who have been in the same boat. Showing up for 5 minutes doesn't take much. It is better than that resistance of, should I go? Should I not go? And you're sitting on the couch for 20 minutes going, crap, I should have just gone. You've wasted all that time. 1 meal in a whole week is better than no good meals in a whole week. Showing up isn't about smashing it every day, getting PBs and crushing it. It's about stacking small little things on top of each other until it becomes a bigger thing, till the foundation becomes stronger, till you start to build momentum and create the routine and schedule that you want to live. It's about stop waiting for permission. Stop giving your power to others to make the decisions for you and start making the decisions based on you and your why. It's good to get guidance, but it's good to be able to trust yourself. Doing something is better than nothing, and it's infinitely more beneficial for you to do anything than nothing. You don't need to be all in or nothing. You don't need to be perfect. You just gotta build habits that stick. And that's how you win. And who I am now in my life and with all that I do is for the greater good. It's for my future, my family, my life, my legacy, freedom to be living a life free from underwhelming purpose, lack of vision, following other people's lacks of vision. Shit that doesn't align with me. Someone else's plan. I choose to be my own boss, to be creative, to share, and to grow in all the stuff that I have learned. I will preach it till the cows come home. Why? Because it's my purpose. It's my passion. Moral of the story is showing up. Like, I showed up for me at the beginning, and it took fucking years, and it took so much time, and it was hard. But every time I showed up, it took me one step closer to becoming who I am now. And that doesn't end. Every time I show up now creates the life that I want to live. I have a privilege to show up for the people I work with, to help a lot of people, to help guide them for the things that I got guided with. I get it. I get that it's hard. I get that 5 minutes feels like so much. Maybe it's half an hour for you or an hour, whatever. Maybe you want to do something little. Maybe you've got big plans. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You got to pick something for you. But showing up fills you with power and passion and purpose, and it's a fucking great life. I lived a life where I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the answers. I didn't have direction. I was filled with too many options. I was full all in out. I never changed. You know the Einstein quote, something about insanity is the definition of someone keep going around the same cycles and never changing? Anyway, you get the point. The goal here is to establish foundations and to show up. We're going to learn how to build consistent habits. We are going to learn how to stick to the small things. Don't despise the humble beginnings. They are your rocks. They are the foundation on which your feet will stand. For the rest of your life, stop glamorizing the elite. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop believing the stories you tell yourself and using the excuses to be your scapegoat. You have a choice. You have a decision to make. And regardless of whatever's happened in your whole entire life, that is your decision, and you choose to align with whatever you choose to align with. It is not impossible. You have the ability to do it. You can do it. I want you to be able to do it. And this is why I'm doing this. Because I know you can. You will. You can do hard things. And then guess what? You do it. And then you can give it to your family, to your friends, to your circle, to the fucking world if you want. Ciao. You're not lazy.